Alright, hi guys. We're going to do this little instrument flight from Sevierville Gatlinburg Airport up to Tri-Cities Airport in Bristol, Tennessee. So the before engine start checklist has been completed. Go ahead and check one thing here. Plug in a flight plan, Kilo Golf, Kilo Tango, enter that, up to Kilo Tango, Romeo, India. I've already looked at the weather, looks like we're going to be landing runway 23. Yep, we're going to do the ILS, localizer runway 23. And what's going to be different about this flight, as opposed to in real life, So I have a Garmin 530 and 430 in here, and you could use it to help with the approach, but I'm not going to. I'm going to use the GPS to get me from A point to B point, but I'm just going to use the radio navigation to do the ILS approach. And we're not going to join the approach here at the Holston VOR or the VOR inbound from the north. We're going to fly directly to the initial approach fix, which is an NDB, non-directional beacon, and we'll start tracking it inbound once we're able to pick it up, and we'll fly direct to it using the NDB, and we'll fly a procedural turn. We'll fly outbound and then we'll turn inbound using just the radio navigation. Let's see here. Missed approach will be climbed to 3,800 direct. Is that, yep, this other NDB on 221. We need to get that put in. Yep. And I believe I've already looked at the weather here at Sevierville, so we're going to take off runway 10, which is a heading or bearing of 102. So I'm going to put that in the HSI for situational awareness. And I'm actually going to go ahead and bug my heading to a heading of 062, which is our direct track to Tri-Cities. Really good. So no need to load a procedure in the GPS because I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to use the GPS to fly from A point to B point. There's a lot of aircraft that have GPS that do not have procedures, and it just gets you from A point to B point. You have to use the radio navigation to do like an ILS or localizer approach, NDB approach, VOR approach, what have you. I would like some background noise, so let's put 132.8 in.
Sky 3590, 16 from Grady, heading 070.
While we're here on the ground, we'll go ahead and plug in
3000, tell established, and clear for touch, quick here at 35.
some information. Let's go with 1555. Go ahead and put the localizer in. 1099.
1533, continue descent, maintain 4000. 4000, United 1533. Sorry, 2050 or 15 from Grady, heading 070, 3000 till established, cleared Alice run photo approach. 070, 3000 till established, cleared Alice 4
Now I want to be able to identify this fix right here, so it's going to be 2906 on 146.
First 4046, 180 to do in the tower and 18-3, good.
180 to do on tower 18 for 4046.
And we'll just stay in, we'll just fly out there in heading mode. No, we'll track the GPS and we'll swap over once we get close. Alright, let me look at my my checklist here. Engine start cold. It's all performed.
At 2218, 180 to Blue Wind Tower, 183. Good day.
180 to Dillon Tower now, United 2218. Good day.
All right. We're ready to taxi. And you know what? Down here, we'll just go ahead and put the. No, we'll leave it like it is. Oh, something I didn't do.
Yeah, at 2050, when you're at 3, slow to 180 knots, hold that to Dillon.
At 3000, slow to 180 till Dillon, United 22 Wolf from.
Oops. And we need to get 221 in.
At 3423, descend and maintain 4,000, traffic still at Fox 2 miles eastbound VFR 3.
Alright, so maintain 4000, we'll look for the traffic, Victor 3423.
Still warm in here. Man. Go ahead and set our
At
trims.
2050, tower on 18-3, good day.
183, United 1256.
Alright, taxi lights are on. Clear left, clear right. Sun's starting to peek out. Supposed to have some icing above 10,000, somewhere in between. Well, it's above 10,000, but I guess it could start at 9,000, which is what we're going to climb up to.
It's all 2115 from Gritty, heading 070, 3000 full established, cleared out from Photo Bridge.
070, 3000 full established, cleared, ILS 4 right, United 1221.
Go ahead and check our pumps here. Transfer pumps appear to be working.
Turn left heading 120, descend and maintain 3000.
Left 120, descend maintain 3000, Victor 3423.
Got 3423, you're 14 from Grady, continue left turn 070, 3000 full established, cleared out for Bridge.
070, 3000 still established, cleared out ILS 4 range, Victor 3423.
That's 1221. When you join the final there, traffic will be at your 10 to 11 o'clock and 4 miles eastbound VFR 2500 type of number.
United 1221, we're looking.
That's 1221. You can slow to 180 knots. Hold that's doing. Bad traffic till 11 o'clock, about a mile and a half.
180 to Dillon, and still looking for traffic, United 1221.
Okay, 3423. Slow to 180 knots. Hold that's doing.
Slow to 180 is hold that we could do with Victor 3423.
We got a problem with the left magneto.
I'm going to start United 1221.
1221, thank you. Tower on 18-3. Good evening.
Left magneto is dropping. Yep, we got something wrong with that. Did it just fail? So this is why you do a magneto check. So I'll check the right one again.
Air 3423, tower 18.
It's working fine.
18-3, 3420.
Now I'm just going to flip to the left magneto. Yep, it's dying. There's something wrong with the left magneto. I'm on the right mag. Let's put it back in the both position.
Bird Dog 71 is 10-10,000, descendant via the Stillboat 3.
Let's take a look at this and see what's happened.
Dog 71, approach, good morning, ILS 4 right on the
Left magneto's failed.
ILS 4 right, 3025.
Alright,
Bird Dog
let's
71.
fix it. Alright. See, if you hadn't have done this run up with this aircraft, I would have just took off
Bird Dog 71, you can
with
see
only
direct
one
grid,
magneto
8,000.
working.
Back ready, 8,000. Bird Dog 71.
Highly recommend the Black Square aircraft. We'll put that in the test.
Bird Dog.
I don't know why it starts up with the
5,000. Bird Dog 71.
that should be in standby. The aircraft starts with the transponder in mode C already. Cylinder head temperature's getting kind of high. We'll go ahead and check the left magneto.
3,000, cleared ILS 4 right approach.
I'm sorry,
3,000 at Griddy,
it's not
cleared
cylinder head
ILS.
temperature, it's oil
4
temperature.
right, Bird Dog
We're good.
71.
There's the left, watching the RPM drop. Looks good. It's back on both. We'll let the RPM recover. Now let's check the right one again.
970 below, do you set a maintain 5,000?
Set maintain 5,000, Canadian 927.
Looks good. Get back in both. And we'll put it on the left one. And we're going to bring the power up to about 2,000 RPMs.
55, emergency aircraft, medical emergency, out of 11,000 to 3,000 kilo.
At 1855,
Just to be sure,
expect ILS 4 right, or account
we're going to lean that out just a little bit.
025, 4 right, United 55.
And clean those spark plugs up, just in case.
Bird Dog 71, maintain 1809 or greater, is still doing your number 1, tower now 18.3.
Seems to be working
108 knots
good, so
greater,
we'll enrich that.
And tower 18.3.
Lower the power. Put the magneto back on both. And we're going to pull the RPMs down to about 1,700. And we'll go ahead and check the standby.
At
Alternator.
1855, proceed direct Griddy, maintain 8,000.
Directly to Griddy, 8,000 United.
And it's taking the load. We're on the standby. We will turn the standby off. Load drops. Now we'll monitor the primary. Turn that alternator back on. It's taking the load. Check our pitot heat. It's good. We'll check for the load for the landing lights, taxi lights, strobe lights, as well as the prop ice.
KTRI
Prop heat. Prop de-ice. It's taking the load, looks good. Bring all that back off. Load looks good. Volts look good. We'll bring the engine to idle.
At 1855, you set maintain 6,000.
She idles.
6,000 United 55.
No cautions, no warnings. Let me look over the before takeoff checklist.
Sequencing behind the medical emergency, turn 10 degrees right.
So
3636.
rudder pedals are free.
Scandinavia
Incorrect.
907, turn left heading 130, do you set a maintain 4,000?
That one goes down.
Left
That
heading
one goes up.
130, set maintain
That one
4,000.
goes up. That one goes down. Elevator's up. Elevator down. And then we'll do a quick combination of both. Both the ailerons, the elevator, and the rudder, checking that there's no binding in the controls.
Scandinavia
Trim is set.
907, descend to maintain 3000. Descend maintain 3000, Scandinavian.
Take off with flaps. First notch. Mixture full rich. Before takeoff, air conditioners off.
Maintain 200 knots or greater, flying 120. Maintain
Go ahead and get the
200
radar
greater,
on.
heading
We'll
120.
zoom out just a little bit. Transponder to mode C. Cowl flaps are open. Mixture's rich.
United 1855, 18 miles from Gritty, cross Gritty at 3000, cleared ILS 48 approach, present speed still advised.
Present speed still advised, cross Gritty at 3, clear for ILS
Okay.
4 right, United.
Ready.
55.
Let's get the pitot heat on with the taxi lights, strobe lights. No one on final.
Scandinavia 907, from Doolin, turn left heading 070, maintain 2000 till established localizer, cleared ILS runway 4, right approach. Setting,
See a heading of
maintain 2000 off of the
100.
04 right, Scandinavia.
Heading of 100, runway 10. Go ahead and start a timer. Everything's in the green.
Scandinavia 907, you're cleared, ILS 4 right approach, maintain 180 knots or greater.
Airspeed's alive.
Head out at 04 right and 180 on the blue.
No cautions, no yellows. There's 85 knots. Tap the brakes, gears coming up. Beyond 100 knots, flaps coming up.
3401, air approach below, expect ILS 4 right, door count 73024.
Vertical speed mode and heading. I'll just hand fly it for the moment.
Air 3636, turn left heading 120, descend to maintain 3000.
23,000 to 36.
Need some right aileron trim.
Approach gauge 670, 6000, turning left.
Increase that climb just a little bit.
670 near below, descend to maintain 5000. Descend maintain 5000, 670. 1855, there's plenty of room in front to go as fast as you want. Maintain 180 knots or greater until
We'll get the taxi lights off.
18.3. Have a nice day.
And we're going to get the landing lights off. Aircraft is trimmed. Go ahead and engage autopilot. Autopilot Betty. Betty is flying.
Yeah, breakout 3636, maintain 200 knots, turn left heading 090.
0904, 236.
That's our GPS course. We're at max continuous power. Go ahead and pull the power back to about 2550 here. And we'll increase that climb even.
Maintain 5000. Instead of right direct degree, descend down 5000, like that 3.1.
Now we're going to nav mode. The GPS is in GPS mode.
That's your name at 907, established your 4 right, no change, tower 83.
You missed that, 18.3 for towers, Candy 907. 44 is 35, you're below, expect ILS 4 right, or altimeter 3024.
024 right.
Start 3636 is 4 from grid east for left heading 070, maintain 3 until the south is clear at ILS 4, right approach.
I'm going to put 200 feet in the radar altimeter, which it's already there. While I'm in the climb, I'll go ahead and put the weather, or take a look at the weather for Bristol.
670 for left heading
294, so we'll go ahead and adjust the altimeter.
Left heading 150 to 670.
Start 3636, maintain 180 knots until Dewan, contact tower 183, have a nice day. Course C76010, New York below, New York altimeter 3024, is the 240 heading on course for you?
Actually, it's,
Watching that temperature, looks like we're going to be in the clouds up here at some point. And I'm going to request to deviate to the right about
Contact McGuire
30 degrees, so
6.47, VFR
going to heading mode.
Clock 5 miles opposite direction, altitude indicates 1,000.
make a right turn to the east.
looking for the traffic switching to 2647 for corner.
Obviously, I didn't actually request that. Coming up on 9,000, we'll lower the climb rate to about 500 feet. Allow the aircraft to begin accelerating.
670, you should maintain 3,000.
Maintain 3000, turn 670.
Autopilot is capturing 9,000.
Air 3401, you should maintain 4,000.
4,000, break air 3401.
And we'll reduce the power.
Number 4435, to right direct grid easy, set to maintain 5,000.
Reading 5,000,
We're going to suck down the fuel on this flight because I don't want it to take forever.
At 670, turn left heading 120.
That's 120.
Getting really close to freezing.
At 670, maintain quarter knots or greater.
Well, it looks like we're going to be above the clouds either way, so we'll just turn back to our course heading. We're currently right of course, 2.5 miles.
Carrot 3401, maintain quarter knots, then you should maintain 3,000.
Quarter knots down to 3,000, break air 3401.
I don't see any holes in the clouds right here. If we get too high, we'll have to dodge all the cloud tops to stay out of any icing, so we'll just stay here where we're still above freezing.
2000 established, cleared ILS, 4 right.
not extremely high, but we'll go ahead and lane the mixture. There's the highest peak. We will enrich that.
Tower City 4016 from Gritty, cross Gritty at 3000, clear at ILS 4, right approach.
Cross Gritty at 3000, break, very fortunate, clear to ILS.
Looks like the horsepower's going to peak probably right around 75 there.
New York Hilton United 65, heavy 6000.
65 heavy, New York,
Nope.
welcome, descend, maintain 5000.
Right around 80.
6000 for 5000 United 65 heavy.
Lean that out just a touch.
At 670, maintain 180 knots or greater until
Come
doing
on.
contact tower 118.3. Have a nice day.
Tower 180 or greater to doing good.
Alright, that'll work.
For 4435, descend and maintain 3000.
Yeah, maintain 3000.
We are scooting. At ground speed, 226 knots.
Tower City 401, maintain 180 knots
165
or greater
indicated.
until doing contact tower 183. Have a great day.
If you're good, still doing, contact tower, break out their course.
New York United 2428 is US 6000.
2428, near below, descend and maintain 5000.
5000 United 2428.
Point
65 heavy, turn left heading 150.
Turn 150 United 65 heavy.
If I remember to swap to the tower and then the ground, since I'm not being prompted to by air traffic control.
Canadian 903 heavy, New York, good afternoon. Descend and maintain 5000.
Maintain 5000, Sky 903 heavy.
Alright, we're 33 miles out. Waiting for
United
the
65 heavy, descend and maintain 3000.
Descend 3000.
NDB.
65 heavy.
to be identified.
Bird 4435, maintain 180 knots or greater until doing contact tower 183. Have a nice day.
I want to be at 4,000 feet at the initial approach fix.
United 65 heavy in
We're at
traffic,
9,000
11 o'clock
feet.
and
Just
2
doing a little
miles,
math
altitude
here.
unknown, 1,000.
9,000 minus 4,000. It's 5.0, so 5.0 times 3, that's 15. And I'll put a 1 mile cushion in there. So 16 nautical miles will start a descent. And our ground speed's currently 225, so 225 times 5. We need to come down at about 1,100 feet per minute.
Oh, final break here, 662, 60 to 76,000, 180.
Go through 682, near below, descend to maintain 5,000.
1,000, we can't search.
Alright, we're in the clouds. We're going to come back to our course. So we'll turn left 30 degrees. You know what I didn't do?
65 65
always
heavy,
forget.
turn left heading 120.
Cow flaps.
120 United 65 heavy.
That's all right. We've had the engine power up pretty high, so they didn't cool the engine much.
65 heavy, traffic north factor, maintain 210.
They didn't cool it too quick.
10 or better, United 65 heavy.
You can shock cool these engines. So upon reaching the initial approach fix, we'll fly outbound. We'll remain within 10 nautical miles of the initial approach fix. Turn outbound 050. Then we'll turn to the right 095 and then 275 inbound to the localizer.
65 heavy, reduce speed to 180.
180 United 65 heavy.
And 65 heavy, 6 from Newland.
Not far from the descent, so we'll go ahead and get the landing lights on.
Localizer cleared, island 4 right approach.
It's a little
070,
bumpy right here.
Runway 4 right, United 65 heavy.
We're not in the yellow arc, so we're good. And normally you wouldn't look out the window and see this, and look over here and see that number in there.
2000, still established, 4 above, cleared island 4 right, thank you.
2000 or above.
Popping out. Oh, we went past our course. Wasn't paying attention.
So 144, heading 140.
Heading 140, jump for 144.
Okay. NDB is, or the ADF is now receiving the MDB. $17.
574, just under 5.
We're going to turn towards the NDB.
574,
And we'll stick the VOR in for the moment so that we can clearly see the NDB indication.
40 United 1530.
Alright, now we need to start a descent down to 4,000 feet. Oops. Take it easy.
144, 15 from Grady, hit 070.
Vertical speed mode.
070 and clear 3000, click ILS 4 right approach.
And we'll enrich the mixture. Full rich, and we'll pull the power back. We'll try to maintain about 225 knot ground speed here.
At 1533, speed 180, then maintain 3000. 81st and 3000.
Now that we are homing to the NDB, we'll go ahead and set our final approach course in the HSI, which is 230. Oh, should have went the other way. Sorry.
Okay, 3400, speed 180, then maintain 3000.
180 on the speed, then 3000, prepare 3400.
Still just a little fast. You know what? I feel like that's cheating. Like you're looking at the GPS. So you know what I'm going to do?
At 8, slow to 210, then maintain 6000 for 44.
I'm going to turn that sim link off. Okay. Now I don't feel like we're cheating. The whole idea here is to challenge yourself, or myself, to not use the situational awareness of the GPS nav pages.
27, turn right 110.
Essentially flying old school off the radios.
At 30, turn right 140.
It's a 140.
Pull the power back a bit more, just so we can slow our approach down. Descent, cowl flaps, throttle mixture, engine performance, cylinder head temperature. That's good. Approach, seat belts, seat belts, fuel selector. Yes, we need to go ahead and swap tanks.
03682, New York low, do you set to maintain 5,000?
That's for KTRI.
Tanks have been swapped. We're on the fullest tank now. Tip tank transfer. We don't need to transfer any fuel.
65,
Oxygen is off, landing lights are on, pitot heat is on, propeller heat is off, we do not need it, air conditioning is off.
65 heavy traffic, no factor,
And
maintain
we won't
210
go
knots,
to
4 greater.
approach flaps just yet. We're still in the approach phase on the checklist, so an NDB does not provide course guidance. Back in the day, they were known as homing beacons, kind of home to it. So you have to kind of have an idea of the direction of the wind. Go ahead and swap the GPS over to VLOC mode. All we're doing is looking for the NDB to flip on us. We're already starting to get course deflections. Not course deflections, but course indications.
4180 again, 65.
Course indications. Deflection in the bearing. So as soon as we get that, we're about to level off at 4,000 feet. And we'll go ahead and swap over to the ILS localizer. We're getting glide slope indication and localizer indication. I'm not identifying them on here, but we'll go ahead and swap to tower.
Tower, good morning. Helicopter 16 Tango Victor, flight is 9 miles or 10 miles to the north with Yankee 1,200 for the ramp.
Helicopter 16 Tango Victor, Tower, good morning. You can proceed direct to the ramp for a ramp approach report, 2 miles out.
Report 2 miles or 16 go by current flight.
In Hotel 16 Tango
I'm constantly
Victor,
adjusting the heading on the autopilot right now. Just tracking inbound to the NDB. Our next step down altitude will be 3,600. So we'll go ahead and pre-select that. It's not like we have to go far. Getting just a little bit slow.
Tower
Go ahead and bring the props up to about 2,500 RPM.
Helicopter 16 Tango Victor, Roger. Landing at the ramp will be at your own risk. Use caution.
All right.
Currently the winds are calm.
The bearing is shifting on us, so we're about to pass the NDB. Some light rain outside at the moment. There it is. There's the outer marker, so we'll go ahead and turn to a heading of 050.
Tower says 247. Uniform is 2 miles out. Entering last stage for 31 right.
When we roll out on that heading,
November 76 uniform,
start a
runway
timer.
31 right, clear to land.
2476 uniform, 31 right, clear to land.
All right. We'll fly outbound for 1 minute. And we'll go ahead and start a descent down to 3,600. Just going to roll the vertical speed down. Have no need to descend quickly, so just a little bit.
November 76 uniform, pay attention.
Going to South Hangar.
November 76 uniform, if they will turn right, next taxiway, that'll be Delta. You taxi to the South Hangar via Delta. Charlie, Romeo, remain this frequency.
Charlie, Romeo.
Coming up on 1 minute. Now we need to turn to a heading of 095. There's 1 minute.
FAA Mobile 05, Tower, with information.
Mobile 05.
FAA Mobile 05, in about 10 minutes, there's going to be IFR traffic, possible missed approach overflying the
And I'll fly this for
vehicle
1
name here. Might
minute
need
as
to
well.
exit there.
Mobile 05. Paperwork on that.
No, we'll make that one 30 seconds. We'll make a left turn to a heading of 275 to
Sky
intercept
123 Tango
local
Tango,
announcement.
Tower. Maintain VFR. Report Nordy, runway 13 left.
Coming up on 3,600. There's 30 seconds. Do a course reversal to the left,
Sky 3 Tango Tango,
heading
thank
of
you.
275. And we'll go ahead and pull the power back.
Skyhawk 3 Tango Tango,
And we'll
Roger,
reduce the
runway
heat. It's
13
getting
left,
hot in
cleared low
here,
approach.
evidently. Gosh, man, that's a little bit of annoying. A little bit annoying. It changes pretty rapidly. Now we'll go with... No, we won't put the approach flaps in just yet. There's a localizer. Go into nav mode.
Skyhawk 3 Tango Tango,
Intercepting the localizer.
approach procedures and contact center 132.2 today.
And we have glide slope indication, so go ahead and go into approach mode.
Buster 1984, caravan 12 miles south.
Buster 1984,
Inbound at 3,600. Why is my
Off of the RNAV missed approach
mouse
to runway
starting to
13, so it would be
freeze up?
outbound for Unjet, which is directly off to your right. Remain to the west of the center line until further advised, or west of the highway until further advised for that traffic. And continue inbound for the
Now
straight
we're
into
waiting for
runway
the
31
glide
right,
slope to
report
come
5
down.
miles.
For 5 miles, I have that traffic on screen.
so that the autopilot will couple with the glide slope.
Thank you for that traffic. Right, okay.
Buster 1984, Roger. Maintain
And we
your
will
separation from that
identify
traffic and disregard the 5 mile
this
call. Runway 3 and right.
fix.
Clear to land.
Clear land through the right, thank you.
Because that VOR is tuned into nav to OBS. So when it crosses, course indication crosses, we'll know we're at that fix on the approach.
FA Mobile 05, exit the RSA, and yeah, to the east of the RSA.
Mobile 05, thank you.
Our minimum decision altitude is 1,718
FA
feet.
Mobile 05, Roger.
You know what I probably should do is look at the weather one more time. 2989. Yeah, we need to adjust that.
Tower,
Just a little bit.
531 Papa Lima. We're about 10 miles to the north, inbound full stop, Alpha, request 131.
Scattered at 1200, broken at 4000, visibility is 3 statute miles, overcast 7500, light rain, mist, ceilings 4000, temperature's good.
We're 10 miles to the north, more to the northeast. Experimental 1 Papa Lima, for Roger, say altitude then. 3,300. 1 Papa Lima, Roger. Make a modified straight in approach to runway 13 left, report 2 mile final. Make modified straight in 13 left, report, we said 3 mile final on 531 Papa Lima. 1 Papa Lima, readback is correct. And we're kind of more on a position for a left base, but I'll report 3 miles.
Well, let's go ahead and swap for missed approach fix. We're on the localizer. We will get outer marker indication, audible tone once we cross over the NDB. I believe there's an inner marker. Yeah, there's an inner marker right there. All right, here comes the glide slope.
66 Romeo X-ray tower, copy your flight at 2. 251 Papa Lima, are you flight at 2 with 6 Romeo uniform or X-ray? Yeah, affirmative. Yeah, he's following us. November 66 Romeo X-ray, he's 182. Number 1 Papa Lima.
All right, we've captured the glide slope. We'll gear down.
Yeah,
Flaps to approach.
That works, then we'll be going to north.
There's the outer marker.
Papa Lima flight, Roger.
And we'll go ahead and put the cow flaps down just a little bit. And we'll go props full forward.
Tower, Cessna 12527.
And we'll do a gums check. So we're on the proper fuel tank, so gas, undercarriage, landing gears down, 3 green. Make sure there's full rich, propellers full forward.
Enter right downwind runway
And all
13
of our
left.
switches.
Runway 13 left for the time being. Right downwind to runway 13 left. Report midfield. And traffic on primary target only at about your 11 o'clock, maybe your 10 o'clock position. 3 miles appears to be south.
I'm waiting to identify this fix.
Roger, right
That puts us 2.5 miles from our minimum approach point. Or is that the runway? I said minimum approach, missed approach point.
Tower, Central Fox 5, you are Papa Lima and flight now about a 3 mile base to final.
Alright, let's go flaps full. Bring the power up to about 21 inches, 22.
And report 1 mile final, 531 Papa Lima.
And we're going down to 17, 18. I don't know why, but every time I pull up Navigraph, maybe it's because I disconnected the sim link like I did, my mouse wants to freeze.
Takeoff and trust it's a flight of 2, approximately
Kind of.
1 mile final. No delay on the runway, please.
Alright, there's approximately 1,000 feet to minimums.
Boston 1984, left turn out is approved. Experimental kit box, half mile final.
We shouldn't have no problem
Experimental kit box.
seeing the runway. I already see the runway and identifier lights.
Runway 13 left, clear to land. Clear to land, 13 left, 531 Papa Lima and flight.
Missed approach, need to put that in. 3,800.
Boston 1984, traffic appears to be no factor for you. Frequency change approved. Good day.
And we'll go ahead and put this in map mode where we can see the taxiways after we land. Okay, we've just passed that fix.
13 right, the shorter runway for arrival. 13 right, we can do that one right.
Wasn't paying attention to it.
Change to runway 13 right, runway 13 right, clear to land. There'll be a vehicle in the RSA to the approach end of runway 31 right. Roger, we'll clear to land. 13 right, short runway 1 right. Bay Mobile 05, proceed back into the RSA. Clear back into the RSA.
comes minimums. We have the airport in sight, so we'll disconnect the autopilot,
Powerline Patrol, 6
get rid
miles
of the flight director,
southwest. Like to proceed northeastbound.
gears down
3
through
miles
green,
southwest
props
of the
full
airport,
forward,
hour
mixture's
406.
rich.
Helicopter 5 Tango Victor, say get your position.
Winds from the left.
Observing any traffic at your altitude.
There's the inner marker right there.
6 miles southwest, 5 Tango Victor.
Helicopter 5 Tango Victor, I believe
That's a nice
I'm observing you
crosswind.
near Highway 32, 6 miles to the southwest.
Powers to idle. We're going to float a little bit.
That's affirmative.
Helicopter 5 Tango Victor, entry in the Class Delta search area is approved as requested. What's their call? Altimeter 29.
Grab out. There we go. There we go. There we go.
5 Tango Victor. I'll report on
Those come
station.
down easy. Ailerons full into the wind. Go ahead and get the flaps up.
Tower, 7104 Golf.
Get the cow flaps down.
10 miles out, west by Hamilton City.
Don't hit the signs.
With Charlie.
So 7104
Retrim.
Golf Tower, enter left base, runway
Taxi lights
31
on.
left,
Landing lights
report
off.
2 miles
Strobes
out.
off.
Vehicle and the RSA for runway
Pitot heat
39.
off. And we'll swap to
Left
ground.
base.
Endeavor 5542. At Echo Alpha, continue straight ahead, Echo, but at Echo Alpha, get away to the opposite direction of traffic.
Radar off.
31 right.
Alright, so Echo Alpha.
It's transponder in standby.
Way to the opposite direction, traffic.
And I'll check the after landing. Cow flaps open, flaps are up, lights, pitot heat, air conditioning, we don't need it. Cabin air and
Delta
heat.
321 will be your sequence.
Alright, so descend behind the Delta.
And that's it.
542 behind the Delta, 1239.
Where do we want to park? I'm going to delete this flight plan.
Ground Emirates 5, Romeo Quebec, holding short of Alpha.
Emirates 5, Romeo Quebec, super, roger. It's going to be runway 22 right. You have to get ready to Jordanian. Get ready to
Can we park in
Jordanian
here?
from the left, then taxi left Alpha, hold short Delta Bravo.
Yeah.
Get ready to Jordanian, then taxi Alpha, hold short Delta Bravo, Emirates 5, Romeo Quebec.
Approaching Delta Bravo, Air France 4081 Super.
Sorry, last second.
Air France 4081 Super, approaching Delta Bravo.
Air France 4081 Super, cross 13 left to Delta Bravo, the whole short of Charlie.
Okay, we cross 13 left on Delta Bravo and all short Charlie, Air France 4081 Super.
No, this is as good as any spot.
Ground Delta.
All right, that's it, guys. Hopefully that was interesting. We'll catch you later.